Did you ever think this could happen to you? Have you ever stopped to consider that as you peacefully drift off to sleep at night, you might actually be facing an invisible danger? Maybe it's not just about the aches and pains of getting older or simply bad luck. Perhaps a small mistake you make every night without realizing it is quietly and insidiously threatening your life. This isn't a plot from a scary movie. It's a stark reality that many people face, often completely unaware. My intention here isn't to frighten you, but rather to empower you with knowledge that can protect you. Did you know that many sudden deaths in sleep after the age of 70 are often preventable? The things we'll discuss aren't about emergency medical situations or rare diseases. Instead, we'll focus on ordinary habits or subtle signals your body sends, which accumulate over time. If you can recognize these early, you can prevent a silent, unseen threat from ending your life too soon. Older age can make you more vulnerable during sleep. Your body relaxes, your guard is down, and if certain conditions go unchecked, the consequences can sadly be fatal. But this doesn't have to be your story. In fact, some of the most effective steps you can take require just a few minutes of your day. In this article, we're going to walk you through 4 crucial must-knows that can dramatically lower your risk of dying in your sleep after 70. You'll learn how to spot danger signals, what daily changes matter most, and why these tips might save not just your sleep, but your life itself. 1. Uncontrolled high blood pressure at night. It might come as a surprise, but many sudden deaths in sleep after the age of 70 are linked to one silent and often ignored culprit: nighttime hypertension. While most people focus on their daytime blood pressure readings, it's what happens while you're sleeping that can actually carry the biggest risk. Your blood pressure is supposed to dip at night, allowing your heart to rest. However, for some older adults, it either stays high or even increases. This pattern significantly raises the chances of stroke, heart attack, and sudden cardiac events in the middle of the night. What makes this so dangerous is that it's usually not felt. You don't get dizzy or experience pain. It happens quietly. That's why cardiologists often recommend what's called ambulatory blood pressure monitoring, a small device you wear for 24 hours to track your blood pressure patterns, especially overnight. Patricia, an 81-year-old, had always kept her daytime blood pressure well managed. But after a routine checkup, her doctor suggested a 24-hour test just to be safe. The results showed that her blood pressure wasn't dipping at night at all. In fact, it was spiking around 3 a.m. This led to a change in her medication timing, and more importantly, it likely prevented a serious medical crisis. If you've never had your blood pressure monitored at night, it's definitely worth bringing up with your doctor, especially if you find yourself waking up suddenly, having vivid dreams, or feeling fatigued even after a full night's sleep. A simple adjustment to medication, or even lifestyle changes like evening walks or limiting salt at dinner, can help shift your body back into a safer rhythm. Your heart needs rest just like any other muscle, and if it's overworking while you sleep, the consequences can be devastating. Recognizing and managing nighttime hypertension is one of the most effective steps you can take to avoid dying in your sleep after 70.2. Interrupted breathing during sleep. Another major warning sign that too often slips under the radar is sleep apnea, or what doctors call interrupted breathing during sleep. This isn't just about loud snoring or feeling groggy the next day. For seniors, untreated sleep apnea can quietly stress the heart, reduce oxygen to the brain, and significantly increase the risk of dying in their sleep. What makes this particularly tricky is that many people don't even realize they have it. They might think waking up tired is just a part of getting older, but the truth is pauses in breathing, gasping during the night, or waking up with a dry mouth or a headache can all be red flags. The longer this goes undiagnosed, the more pressure it puts on your heart, especially during those critical nighttime hours when your body is supposed to be resting and restoring itself. Take Albert, a 76-year-old former truck driver who always prided himself on being tough. But his wife noticed he would stop breathing for several seconds at a time during the night. After finally agreeing to a sleep study, he was diagnosed with moderate sleep apnea and fitted for a CPAP machine. It wasn't comfortable at first, but after a few weeks, he woke up feeling clearer, more rested, and with far fewer nighttime risks. If you sleep alone, it can be harder to notice these signs. However, you can still pay attention to how you feel when you wake up and whether you find yourself nodding off during the day. Good sleep isn't just about the number of hours. It's about the quality. And if your breathing is disrupted during those quiet hours, your body isn't getting what it needs to survive. The good news is that this condition is manageable, but only if you take the time to look for it. Point 3. Poor bedroom air quality. Most people think of clean air as something that matters during the day when they're out and about or sitting in traffic. But what you breathe while you sleep could be slowly harming you in ways you don't even realize. Bedroom air quality plays a much bigger role in sleep-related health risks than most seniors are told. As we age, our lungs become more sensitive, our circulation slows down, and our immune responses become less aggressive. This means that pollutants, dust, mold spores, or carbon dioxide buildup in a closed-off bedroom can quietly place a heavy burden on our cardiovascular and respiratory systems during the night. It's not always dramatic, like choking or gasping. Sometimes it's subtle, shallow breathing, an irregular heartbeat, or unrecognized drops in oxygen levels that quietly weaken the heart over time. Let's consider Walter, a 76-year-old who had always been a healthy sleeper. But over the years, he began waking up groggy and confused. His doctor initially blamed it on aging. However, one night Walter's daughter brought over an air quality monitor and found that the CO2 levels in his room were nearly double the safe range by morning. The cause? He slept with the windows closed, no fan, and minimal air circulation. Once he added a simple air purifier and cracked the windows slightly open, even in colder weather, he reported deeper sleep and clearer mornings within a week. Seniors who sleep in poorly ventilated rooms may unknowingly increase their risk of stroke or sudden heart failure. Even small things like scented plug-ins, old carpeting, or accumulated pet dander can quietly degrade the air around you. Improving bedroom air quality doesn't require expensive overhauls. It can be as simple as removing clutter, opening windows daily, avoiding synthetic fragrances, using a high-quality HEPA air purifier, or checking for mold and mildew near windows or baseboards. It's not just about comfort. It's about survival. Your body heals and recovers during sleep, but if it's battling invisible toxins all night, it's not healing. It's just surviving. And that stress adds up. If you're over 70 and want to avoid dying in your sleep, what you breathe while you rest should be taken just as seriously as what you eat while you're awake. For infrequent nighttime movement, it might sound odd, but one of the quiet signals that something could be dangerously wrong during sleep is a lack of movement. Our bodies are designed to adjust and shift positions multiple times throughout the night. These small movements help regulate circulation, reduce pressure on organs, and prevent the buildup of carbon dioxide in the lungs. But when a senior stops turning, shifting, or adjusting in bed, it could mean something far more serious than simply being a still sleeper. Reduced movement during sleep has been linked to declining nervous system responsiveness, underlying heart irregularities, and even the early stages of neurodegenerative conditions. In some cases, it could be a precursor to nighttime cardiac events. Let's take the case of George, an 84-year-old widower whose daughter noticed his bed looked untouched in the mornings. At first, she assumed he was just a sound sleeper, but during a routine checkup, doctors found signs of early-stage heart block. His body wasn't responding quickly enough to shifts in blood pressure, and during sleep, his system would become unnaturally still. After being fitted with a monitor and starting light cardio training, George's sleep became more active, and his heart rate variability improved. That shift in sleep behavior quite possibly added years to his life. It's important to understand that when a body becomes too still at night, it's often because the systems that normally protect us, like our balance sensors, our spinal reflexes, or our subconscious muscle tone, are shutting down or failing to respond. That's not just about getting older. It's about potential danger. And the best part is, you don't need fancy equipment to monitor this. Simply observe. Are your sheets rumpled in the morning? Is your pillow in the same place every day? Are you waking up in the exact same position? If so, it may be time to bring this up with your doctor. Encouraging nighttime movement can be as simple as gentle stretching before bed, avoiding heavy sedatives unless absolutely necessary, and keeping the room at a temperature that promotes natural repositioning. Staying hydrated also helps. Your body naturally stirs slightly to adjust a minor temperature or fluid shifts, and those little movements are a healthy sign. Stillness may seem peaceful, but after a certain point, it's no longer rest. It's a warning. And being aware of that could be the difference between waking up and not waking up at all. Growing older comes with shared challenges, but it also brings a chance for wisdom, awareness, and a renewed commitment to health. What we've talked about today isn't meant to alarm you. It's meant to empower you. The truth is, many of the risks seniors face while sleeping can be addressed with small but meaningful changes. You don't need to turn your life upside down. You just need to pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you, especially at night. Your sleep isn't just rest. It's one of the most honest reflections of your inner health. From the way you breathe to how your heart behaves to whether you shift your body during the night. Each of these signs is like a quiet messenger asking you to stay aware and stay proactive. So don't ignore the snore, don't dismiss the stillness, and don't brush off the signs. You've made it this far, and that alone says something about your resilience. But there's still more life to live, more mornings to wake up to, and more people who want you around for a long time. Think of this article as a gentle reminder that you're worth protecting. Even while you sleep, let it serve as motivation to listen to your body, speak to your doctor when needed, and take the little steps that add up to a longer, fuller life.